To choose heads or tails? Heads. What's tails? Serve.
In the first game of the doubles.
Love.
How big a thing is it to change racket and get a bigger racket like Roger Federer has done?
It is a it's a change that takes time, and you know, when you've got the skill of this man, it'd be quicker. But for most of us, you know, changing equipment is very important. You know, shoes and clothes are one thing, but if you
30 love.
The weapon that's in your hand is a whole different ball game. So it'll be a slightly different feel, and it'll enable him to do a few things that he possibly couldn't in the past. That's why he's looking for another advantage. He's searching all the time to improve, but it's also different in a match than it is in practice.
$30-15.
So you can pick up a racket and use it in practice, Luke, and it feels pretty good. And then, but when the pressure comes on and there's, you know, the nuances of playing in an actual match might create a little more doubt early on, but until you really get used to it. But I saw him play singles last night firsthand, and it didn't seem to make any difference.
Better stuff from Federer Mahut, the Frenchman, at the net. He can't wipe the smile off his face, Mahut. He's just loving being out there with the great Roger Federer.
Yeah, in the interview the other night after the first round, he said his wife had told him from France early in the day, don't worry about your singles, just make sure you win with Roger.
Roger holds serve. It's 1-love in the first set here in the doubles.
First game.
Come up tonight, Fitzy, the big serving Australian Sam Groth. He won his first match, and I had the great privilege today, Fitzy, to stand at the other end of the court and try and get one of these big bombs back. They're about 230 k's an hour, and I didn't have a lot of success, it's fair to say.
It's all in the reflexes there, Luke.
He kept saying, get a little closer to the baseline, show some courage. I was as far back as you could be.
Oh, look, you're at a disadvantage there. You've got the hush puppies on, you've got the slacks.
It was self-preservation. I felt a bit like Piers Morgan facing Brett Lee in the nets. Way out of my depth, Fitzy. What a great experience to see one of those thunderbolts up close.
It becomes all reflex, doesn't it? And if you're out of your comfort zone and in a different environment than you're used to, it's not easy to pick that serve up. It comes awfully quickly.
Love 30.
Well, this young lad serving is a player of the future. He's from Bulgaria, Dimitrov and Roger Rashid now coaching him. I think Roger's got a tiger by the tail. He keep an eye out for him. He started this game a little shakily, but boy, has he got some flair and talent. Oh, there we go. That is talent. I mean, the return was effective.
15-13.
Not a lot of forward speed on this, but sometimes this is awkward. Dimitrov having to generate his own pace, and you saw Federer there edging across Dimitrov, held the half volley, deliberately delayed it so that he could just angle it gently across court. That's a lot of feel. Good tennis.
Lucky net cord there favoured Federer and
15-14.
Second shot before the point finished, and he was referred to as the young Federer for a fair while. This man serving Dimitrov, and Now he's referred to sometimes as Maria Sharapova's boyfriend.
They're both a bit harsh, aren't they? Not an easy badge to carry, a mini Federer badge, but I think he's his own man. I think he's going to make a big name for himself.
And a big ace there for Dimitrov. He saves 1 break point.
And that was the first of 3, because in this format, remember, it's a sudden death format if it gets to juice. So this is the second of 3 break points.
Deuce.
Chardy puts his
Deciding
hand up.
points, receiver's choice.
Says, I didn't mean to fire that one straight at you.
Yeah, and the umpire there called that was a foul shot from Nicholas Mahut. In other words, it came off his hand or his finger or his wrist. And he's saying, hang on a minute, you called that a bit early. It actually came off the throat of my racket. Tough to tell from there, but...
Dimitrov holds serve. It's 1-1 here in the first set.
1 game all.
Fantastic cause there, and an exciting night down in Melbourne at Rod Laver Arena Wednesday evening. You can book at Ticketek. Roger Federer and friends. Roger will be playing Joe Wilfred Songa, raising money for his charity, for the education of young kids in Africa.
The Federer Foundation has raised in excess of 10 million Australian dollars.
Oh, that's a lot of talent there. So not just in the movement. He reads the play here, just Dimitrov, way back in the court. That's quick to start with, but to have the control there to angle that backhand back across court, that's a multi-talented young athlete.
Great point. Again, the hands from Dimitrov were very quick, and now break point opportunities, multiple ones here for Chardy and Dimitrov.
Yeah, Federer there not putting that smash away. That was the mistake in this rally. Gave the opposition a chance to keep the ball in play.
And Chardy and Dimitrov, who get the first break, they lead it 2-1 here in the first set.
Chardy Dimitrov leads 2 games to 1. Seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time. Jeremy Chardy to serve.
Oh, brilliant stuff there from the Frenchman, Mahut. Lost his serve. He'll be keen to make amends. How much pressure is there when you're playing alongside Roger Federer in doubles? Do you feel a bit more anxious, you think, Fitzy?
Well, I think the pressure is just what you make it, I think, Luke. I mean, Roger wouldn't be putting any on. Just to have his presence, though, would make your heart rate go up a little bit, I think.
Oh, great stuff again.
Entertaining, isn't it?
I love it. Brilliant skills.
I think playing with Roger would automatically get your attention, no doubt. But there's no pressure on you to win playing with him. You know, he'd be casual about it and relaxed. So in that sense, no pressure. But look at the skills we're seeing here. So you can probably see with a semi-trained eye that, you know, that Chardy serving now he's predominantly a singles player. His skill repertoire is not quite what his partner's is, and certainly not what Federer's is. That they can adapt to this doubles, quick volleying exchange, lateral movement much easier. So he's a little bit out of water there when he comes in. So yes, he'll be able to get away with a bit of serving and volleying, but it's going to be harder for him. As you can see there, he wasn't confident coming in quickly enough and got caught in no man's land there. It'd be tougher for him to hold serve probably than the other three players on the court.
They break back immediately. Federer and Mahut. It's 2-2 here in the first set.
2 games all.
Roger Rashid, Australian tennis coach who was with Black Hewitt for over 6 years, coaches Dimitrov now, joins us. Rog, great to chat to you, and your man not able to win the singles last night, but he's in good form here in the doubles early.
Yes, it's exciting stuff, isn't it? Just watching the talent that's on display, I think, between the two boys. Roger and Grigor, I think a lot of people are interested on this court. I know Stoltz is sitting alongside of me. One of the ringside tickets to see the comparisons of these guys live together. They've only played once against each other. That was at the end of the year in Basel at Roger's hometown. And that was quite interesting for both players.
Who won that one, Rash?
Thanks, Eds. Look, Roger got up. It was 7-6, 6-4. It was a really, you know, it was like a Davis Cup tie actually for Grigor. The first he's ever been able to play in front of that type of crowd, Fitz, because in Bulgaria they don't have that Davis Cup feel. But look, this is good stuff. We're seeing some guys with a lot of talent with their hands.
Talking about, and it was the master in the end who won the point. Roger, how important is it for you to put a little bit more size on young Grigor? He's a lightly framed man. Are you going to try and add a few kilos?
Yeah, we're going to turn him into a heavyweight, Das.
Probably hit an out ball there. Federer. Out, but they win the game anyway. It's 3-2 here in the first set.
Federer leads 3 games to 2. Time.
Back live here, Pat Rafter Arena, and some fantastic tennis we're witnessing. The great Roger Federer playing doubles. It doesn't happen too often. He's got Nicholas Mahut as his partner. They lead 3-2 here in the first set.
Love.
You know, we're talking about why these players play doubles, Luke, off air, and you know, Federer, for me, is using this to get used to the conditions, to get him ready to not just play singles here, but this is quality practice for him. It really gets his eye in for the rest of the summer, and I'm sure Grigor Dimitrov as well. You know, this is part of his learning curve. You know, he's going to be predominantly a singles player, but he can use doubles also to increase his skills that will help his singles, and he can learn that on a doubles court. So good to see him involved in matches like this too. Well, Chardy making a mistake there. The first volley he received there was the easiest one for him to put away.
30-15.
And he makes a mistake. He doesn't do enough with it. This one here, that's the easiest one, and he hits it way too short, and it bounces up easily, so Federer gets back in the point. Then he's made to hit a tough overhead. It's like any opportunity in life, Luke. You know, when you get the first opportunity sometimes is the easiest, and you've got to grab it with both hands. Otherwise, the longer the point continues on, in a tennis sense, the more chance it is that the opposition might get you. 30-all.
Big serve there from Dimitrov. It's a tough comparison, Fitzy, and you'd want to steer away from it. But he has so much of his movement, so much of the way he glides across the court, young Dimitrov. It does remind you of the champion down the other end in Federer. It's a long way to go, and maybe you never get there, but you can see so much of him.
You can. There are some similarities.
Game.
Serve.
Dimitrov.
It's 3-all here in the first set.
3 games all.
Victoria Azarenka, the women's world #2, arriving here at the Tennis Centre in Brisbane. Conditions have been absolutely superb. The weather's great, about 32 degrees today, and always great to see Victoria play. Don't forget the Hopman Cup on 7, mate, tonight, featuring the Australians.
15 love.
I'll be interested to hear what Roger Rashid says about the use of the doubles game for his charge, for his young player. Oh. It's good to be blessed, isn't it?
That's extraordinary. Look at the smile from Roger Federer. Look at this off the frame.
No, don't tell us, Roger, you tried to do that. What a beauty.
30
I was about to say what a clever, talented lob that was that Dimitrov hit, and then that happens.
Still can't believe it, Roger.
Oh, he's modest. He said he didn't mean it. You think that's not going to be on the highlights package?
Yeah. Try and do that again. Good hands from Chardy, but the easy put away for Federer.
40 love.
that ball just didn't spin back over. It's spun back over a heck of a long way. It was way out of the reach of Chardy, wasn't it? Very clever play from Chardy. One of the better points he's played here.
40-15.
And he does get a lot of margin and dip on those ground strokes of his, particularly the forehand. He really rips it. That's his big weapon. And it dips viciously across. Tough to volley.
Game. Federer
Mahut holds serve. It's Federer Mahut lead 4-3 here in the first set.
Federer Mahut lead 4-3. Seats quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
Day 5 of the Brisbane International. Brilliant to have Roger Federer in the doubles here, and highly entertaining stuff. 4-3. Federer Mahut lead here in the first set. Roger Rashid has got the microphone with him. He's the coach of Federer Dimitrov, and alongside him another great of Australian tennis, Jason Stoltenberg. We're enjoying this one, Rog.
Yeah, look, it's extremely enjoyable. 4-3. Now, you'd think, you know, this is the important game for both Dimitrov and Chardy. Because Jeremy's not your traditional doubles player like the other three guys. We're very natural, so he needs his serve. But Stoltz, what are you doing sitting here, mate? What's going on?
Well, you know, I'm used to watching a lot more women's doubles these days, which is a little bit quicker than this. But look, I was enjoying the opportunity to see a little bit of men's tennis. I haven't seen. I was pretty keen to watch Fed and Grigor, actually. Obviously, you've been compared quite a bit, and yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.
Ash, where's Ash out? I know she had to pull out here. What's the forecast now?
Oh, look, she's just got to spend 48 hours resting the leg. The reports we're getting, if she does that, she should recover pretty quick.
Finally, what excites you about Grigor? I mean, I'm excited by him. I mean, you're a great coach. Just tell me what you like when you watch him.
Oh, there's just so much upside, I think. I don't think there's any real holes. I think he just needs a bit of time, and he's just. I'm just not sure whether he, as we spoke, you know, I'm not sure he really sees himself yet as a top 10 player. He just kind of, I think he'll develop a bit more of a strut as he gets a bit older and he gets a bit more confidence. But he's exciting to watch, and you know, I can't wait to see what he ends up doing in the next few years. The biggest thing is his chest needs to fill out a little bit like Fitzy's, but not through hitting junk.
Hey, Roger. You're a hard taskmaster. You insist on him staying in your hotel and not with his girlfriend, Maria Sharapova. You do a tough job convincing me of that. I think I'd stay with Maria.
Yeah, but you're a footballer, Luke. This is tennis, mate. This is an elite sport around the world. You know, day in, day out, 30-odd weeks of the year. It's not one game on a Saturday afternoon or a Friday night.
And he's happy with that, Grigor? He understands the rules?
Yep. he wants to be a tennis player.
Good to see him playing doubles here, Rasha. You know, it'll help him develop a few more little subtle skills, won't it? That'll benefit his singles in the long run.
Yeah, it will, and I want him to come forward as well to develop that part of the game, because I think he can volley great, and he naturally flows forward of the court. Beautiful speed. He's getting stronger. He's even stronger than he was last year already with his movement. Wow, that was a ripping forehand. That's what he's known for, Chardy, that big, strong forehand, big windmill takeaway. But also, Fitzy, just to learning about playing the right options. When you've got a guy really talented like Roger and also Grigor, got a lot of tools, it's about what are my options, what's my best option to win the points, and doubles can do that to you as well by learning how to pick your right option from the tools that you have.
No problems on serve for Roger Federer. Federer Mahut lead at 5-4 here in the first set.
Federer Mahut lead 5 games to 4.
Time.
Not a spare seat available here. Pat Rafter Arena for day 5 of the Brisbane International, and lots of smiles. Everyone enjoying a great tournament, and this match, look at that, full house inside, not a standing room spot available. Federer Mahut leading 5-4 here in the first set. Oh, great stuff there from Dimitrov. Great hands at the net.
Well, it was, and that's an indication of what sort of versatility he's got. This is talent, because this takes a lot of lateral vision, you know, peripheral vision to pick up the movement of the guy. He's watching the tennis ball, but he also sees Federer move, and I think that's space awareness. Wow. And not everyone has that. You know, that's
hard to teach that, Fitzy. It's either there or not.
Hard to teach it. And if you have it, you're a very fortunate athlete, I think. He picks up the ball very early. It takes very quick vision to pick up that sort of stuff too. So the talent's there, but it's unfair on anyone to start comparing them with the great man just yet. And I don't think that's right. You know, but he is a player that we're all going to be watching closely over the next couple of summers here in Australia.
Good pick up from Mahut, and then disappointed with himself.
30-15.
I love the smile. He's just loving being out there, the Frenchman.
He might be able to pick up a title. Not everyone can say that they win a doubles tournament with the man.
A little opportunity here now, 30 all.
Yeah, Chardy here trying to help out his opponent. He does the right thing, tries to cover the middle of the court and get an easy free point there, but just a little bit uncomfortable in that part of the court.
40-30.
Yeah, nice response too from Dimitrov. 109 kilometres an hour, that big serve.
Let's for service. Game. Chardy
Dimitrov and Chardy hold serve 5-all here in the first set.
5 games on.
Coming up tonight, coming up after this match, in fact, is Leighton Hewitt. Big opportunity for him against the 6th seed Feliciano Lopez. And he's in great form. Talented Spaniard. John Fitzgerald tells me hasn't lost ever to Lopez.
He hasn't. He hasn't played him, Leighton, for several years now, but hasn't lost a set, in fact, Luke, to Lopez in their 3 previous meetings. One at the US Open, one at Wimbledon, and one in Las Vegas.
Oh, it's great tennis. Crowd love it.
Tell you what, Mahut here really showing us he's got some skill at the net too. Yeah, and you can just see there from Chardy, the technique on the volley is not quite as good as the guys he was going against there.
Chardy Dimitrov challenging the call on the right service line. The ball was called in.
I think Dimitrov there wondered, but then he's looked, and you can sometimes pick up the mark on this hard court surface. So I think he realises he challenged, and then the ball was good.
Goal stands 30 love. Chardy Dimitrov have 2 challenges remaining.
So even the direction of where you place the ball there, look, this just looks like bread and butter, and it is for Roger Federer, but that's all vision and space awareness. He hit the ball exactly in between the 2 players where neither of them could reach it, and that's a skill in itself.
Mahut holds his serve to love Federer, and Mahut leads 6-5 here in the first set.
Federer Mahut leads 6 games to 5. Time.
All smiles out and about. Tennis centre here in Brisbane, and it's a great relaxed environment. Plenty for the kids to enjoy. And some brilliant action inside this sensational stadium. It's Pat Rafter Arena. Got some of the best players in the world on display. Jeremy Chardy's got to hold his serve here to stay in the first set.
And his heart rate will be up a little bit here, Jeremy. Holding serve is going to be pretty tough for him here. Well, a good deep second serve, though, which helps out. Tough to lob that one accurately.
15 love.
Had the quarterfinals at the Australian Open last year. Fitzy Jeremy Chardy. First time he's been in a quarterfinal, beat Del Potro in 5 sets on the way through to the quarters. So he can play.
He can absolutely play. He's just probably a little more restricted on a doubles court. That's all we're saying. Singles, whole different ball game for him.
Well, the net cord probably favoured Chardy, and then he just tried to overcook the winner.
Yeah, and I think, you know, anyone can do this, but, you know, we all make errors. But I think when he comes forward in the court, he's not quite as used to being in there. He's not his main forte. Yeah, so Dimitrov there really doing well. They're trying to help his partner out, and it's important. I mean,
30-15.
Quite often the old saying is, you know, your serve is won and lost by the guy at the net. Well, even more so these days, I think, in the modern game of doubles. And Grigor knows that he has to help out Chardy here.
$40-15.
Oh, good athleticism there from Dimitrov. We're getting to the tiebreaker. 6-all here in the first set.
6 games all tiebreak. Both teams receive one additional challenge.
Oh, good stuff. Wow.
1-0, Chardy Dimitrov.
He got a bit lucky with the first return to Dimitrov, but that backhand he hit there, stretching and just flicking the wrist at the last second, that sums him up. He knows how to adapt, and it's like an extension of his arm, that racket. He's really got good feel, knows where the racket face is. He gets caught there, though. Good return from Federer.
Roger Rashid is mic'd up for us throughout this match, the coach of Grigor Dimitrov. And saw the big fist pump from your man there, Roger. Is he naturally competitive? Is that something he's got in his game?
Yeah, look, he's naturally competitive. I need him to have a little bit more mongrel, for sure. He's a pretty nice guy.
2-1.
And I want the nice
Chardy
tag out,
Dimitrov.
and I want the mongrel in. And you know, he spent an hour and a half on the practice court today. Pretty extreme work, and then he's also been in the gym for about 45 minutes to an hour with some heavy weight work. So he's come onto the court with a bit of fatigue into his body and mind, and I want him to get out there and show me what he's got mentally.
What about you, Rash? How many kilojoules did you burn today?
Yeah, no, I pumped the weights pretty well today, Fitz. I just looked at a few and got bigger.
Oh,
that's a great shot.
No, what talent.
That's just a natural tennis shot, isn't it? That's someone who just sees the ball and says, I'll just do this to the ball. You don't practice that. That's just your hands and feel and your creative mind that we saw there from Roger.
And his athleticism still fits here. He doesn't seem to have lost any of the speed, any of the ability to jump. It's incredible.
And the way he moved back, he crossed over immediately with his feet. No good shuffling back one foot to the other. You cross over very quickly, sprint backwards.
Grigor Chardy, a challenge on the call on the left service line. Ball was called in.
I think worth a challenge. What do you think, Roger?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it shot through. I mean, it naturally, when you hit a sliding shot, it slides through. So that's worth a challenge for sure at this point of it.
Yeah, catches
wow.
Ball stands.
A couple of important points now coming up for Jeremy. As you said, Fitzy, you're exactly right. That forward half of the court is very vulnerable, not his comfort zone. So he needs the first serve, and then he's got to make his mind up whether he serve volleys that ball or is he going to stay back and actually play for the back of the court.
Yeah, it's foreign territory, isn't it, inside that service line.
Now it's a testing time for him.
And he gets caught. See, what a good return, though.
4-2.
And the depth of the return got him into trouble. He's got such a big preparation for the forehand, too, Luke, that you know, when the ball comes back fast and deep, it really spearing in towards your feet. It's tough to control with that big backswing.
Guys, I know there's been a lot of talk about it, but I think it's one of the fastest courts that we've had in the country from like in the 90s, in Australia. So it's getting a lot of reward for a good hit on the ball and good depth on the ball. And so we're going to see a lot of winners hit, a lot of aces hit this year at the Australian Open. And a lot of guys trying to look to come forward, I think, as well and finish some points off, because they're going to get some reward for it.
Yeah, Mahut coming into play there. He's a good doubles player in his own right. Crossed beautifully. I think those conditions you talk about, Ras, that they suit Federer and they suit your man, because they're all court players. The guys like a Chardy, for instance, who just predominantly stays back and wails that forehand from the back of the court. The slightly quicker surface won't suit that style of player as much.
I agree. I think Roger likes this speed. He'd like it if it's very similar in Melbourne.
Great point.
That's outstanding. Great volley from Roger, and then from Grigor to actually use his hands to. When you're watching that, and you think to be able to get that ball up and over the player's head with control. That's big time stuff. This is good stuff out here.
Comes up the big serve, Fitzy, the right time, sets up 3 set points.
Yeah, and I think we can rest our case too, because I'm bringing you on my side, Luke, in regards to Johnny Mack. If he says there's no room for doubles, just have a look at this. This is some of the best entertainment you can get for 5,000 people.
Might send in the tape of this one. You have to love what we're seeing.
He'd probably find something to disagree with.
It goes the way of Federer and Mahut. It's 7-6 to 42 minutes and 1 set to love here on Pat Rafter Arena.
Take a seat quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time. Seats quickly, please. Thank you. Second set. Chardy to serve.
So Chardy serving
15.
here in the first game of the second set. And cracking forehand winner from Roger.
Rash, would you have thought about changing end serving here, getting Grigor to serve first in this second set?
Yeah, look, I probably would have, but Jeremy might want to back himself in. But I think you'd generally go with the strength and see if you could just stay ahead of it. Being ahead of the count's always obviously very valuable because it's there creates scoreboard pressure down the track. So far so good.
Well, I guess the conditions are very similar either end.
I was right on that, and I think Grigor's challenging because he's not happy with the lob that he threw up.
Yeah, he hit a poor lob, but I think this is inside the line. Oh, well in. He missed it.
Mate, get off. No, you haven't won a title. Get off. That is... Look, that's 100 push-ups. Don't look at me, mate. That's 100 push-ups after this match.
That's an old-fashioned spray from a coach, Fitzy. I like it.
Oh, man, that's ridiculous. What's going on, Jeremy?
Now, everyone at home has to realise that Roger Rashid is not actually talking to you right now. He's actually on the side of the court talking to Federer Dimitrov, telling him that was a shocker.
Gee whiz. It's like watching a cartoon sometimes.
Chardy Dimitrov has 2 challenges remaining.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's break point here now.
30-14.
First game. Can you practice the Hawkeye, Rog? Is that something worth doing?
No. In fact, the man up the other end is not great at it also. Roger calls Hawkeye. His hit-miss record is not good. I think sometimes he's just trying to do it to... Wow, that missed by about 10 feet.
Yes.
And it's funny that the single-handed backhand player like Grigor and Roger, if they rely on so much wrist. If they don't quite get it right sometimes, because they're trying to accelerate the ball, that can happen. It's
a strength factor too, isn't it? When you've got 2 hands on that racket, it's a bit easier to control the racket face when you have to make a quick decision. One more break point here. Serves well.
Yeah, big serve from Chardy. They hold serve here in the first game. It's 1-love. They're down a set, 7-6.
First game, second set.
Talk us through this, Fitzy. This is one of the more extraordinary things I've ever seen on a tennis court.
Well, there's a lot of versatility in this shot making, and I thought Grigor had hit a fantastic lob in the middle of that, and Roger Federer, I tell you what, he can't put a foot wrong, can he? Not only did that go over the net and spin back, it spun back a long way. That was funny. You think he's enjoying life, the Fed?
You would, wouldn't you? If you were him, it's a joy, and he's a great person to go with it. Yeah, that's just great stuff.
Well, it's world class, obviously, but even on a doubles court, you don't get the pleasure of seeing Federer, the full array of Federer's skills always. But here you're seeing the other side of the man, how he can stand his ground at the net, his quick hands, super reflexes, great hand-eye coordination.
Brilliant angle that we get the pleasure to sit in here inside the bunker court level, and the reflex hands, Fitzy, it's out of this world. The reaction time of the great Federer in particular is just remarkable. Tell
you what, he's a pretty good straight man too, Nicholas Mahut. He's he's really holding his own here and showing us he's got some serious skills on a doubles court too. Obviously not the same flair, but he really does the basics, understands the game of doubles and really plays the basics really well. He's a big asset.
Game, Federer Mahut.
1-1 it is here in the second set.
1 game all.
Up next, the action continues here. Looking forward to this, seeing Leighton Hewitt, one of Australia's greatest ever, takes on Feliciano Lopez, and a little opening in the draw, you feel, John Fitzgerald, that Leighton might be able to start 2014 and
well, I think so.
Some success.
I think so. I mean, you know, obviously Feliciano Lopez is a heck of a good player, and he's the seed in that section. But I think, you know, he's a big server, and Leighton is still one of the best returners of serve going around, and I think that nullifies that weapon to a degree. I think it's a real chance. If he can get through there, the section is reasonably open. And not only that, he's on the opposite side of the draw of you-know-who. So he's on the same half as Kei Nishikori and Marin Cilic. So tell you what, I was impressed with both of them yesterday. Cilic in particular, but also Nishikori, both in good form early in the season.
Oh, what about that?
Well, I bet Roger actually taught him that one. I mean, that was...
30-15.
You approve of that one, Roger?
Does that answer your question?
I think we caught you not watching, Roger.
No, I saw it between the legs, don't worry.
It's a big point now, though. I mean, this match can get away from you very quickly. I mean, they're down a set and 1-1, 30-all here. Gee, I'm impressed with Dimitrov's serve. You know, we talked yesterday in his singles match. At one stage, he was down love 40 in one of his games, and he hit 4 lines virtually in a row off the first serve. And, you know, the great players like Federer and Sampras, and when it really matters, they serve well. He looks like he might have a bit of that in him, Dimitrov.
Game.
Yeah, he does well again in a big moment there. Dimitrov holds serve. It's 2-1 now in the second set.
Chardy Dimitrov leads 2-1. Seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
Entertaining match we're watching here. Loving Roger Federer and Nicolas Mahut, the Frenchman, and Jeremy Chardy and Dimitrov in the doubles, and they're enjoying themselves on court as well. That man there, Gregor Dimitrov, he's coached by Roger Rashleigh. Roger, up next is Leighton Hewitt. Man you spent nearly 6 years travelling the world with. You like his chances against Lopez next?
Didn't like that shot, but yeah, absolutely. Look, for sure, I like it. I love the court. Every bit of this court is a natural, goes naturally into Leighton's game, and he's going to use every piece of it. You know, his shots work positively on this court. They move away, they stay low. He's got the slice. His serve gets assisted by it. Okay, so too for Lopez, for everyone out there, Lopez's ball is going to get assisted also by the court. Big server, hits the chip. He loves the chip off the backhand side. It's a safe shot for him, but it's not going to hit winners. So Leighton's going to be able to play to that side of the court. But I just think when it comes down to it, he's not going to have enough he will have to serve Fitzy extremely well. And I'm talking over, 15, 16 aces, maybe more to win this match.
Was it a little unusual there, Fitzy? It seemed like the ball was good, but we're back on.
There's the big wind-up on the forehand, sometimes coming unstuck.
Yeah, no problems for Roger on serve there. Holds it to love. 2 games all. There's Marinko Matosevic. He plays Roger Federer tomorrow in the singles. Great for Marinko to get through to take on the great champion. It'll be a big challenge tomorrow night on Pat Rafter Arena. Looking forward to that. What would be a good result for Marinko? Fitzy?
Oh, I think,
could he get a set?
Well, I'd love to think he could, but I think to handle himself in the situation is the first priority. I mean, to get out there, soak up the atmosphere, understand who you're playing, and try to stay with him as long as you can. Yes, and you endeavour to win. No competitive athlete wants to lose to anybody, but you have to understand the situation as well. Good experience for him, See what it really means to be a great player. When you get someone like Federer down the other end, you really understand that there's more to tennis than just hitting balls. And I think if Marinko can diversify his options a little bit and become a little bit more multi-dimensional in his game, he'll become a more top-line player.
Well, good leave there from Jeremy Chardy.
30-15.
Mahut throws his head back.
$40-15. Out. 40-30.
Oh, it's a big second serve from Chardy, and Dimitrov hold serve. They lead it 3-2 here in the second set.
Chardy Dimitrov lead 3-2.
Wayne, I've been brilliant for you. Just, you owe me. Yeah. No.
Time.
Fitzy, we're listening to Roger and Mahut talking French there, I'm assuming. He's multilingual, Roger.
Oh yeah. It makes you feel a little uneducated sometimes, doesn't it? I mean, Swiss German, French, English. I believe he's learning Mandarin.
15 love.
Yeah, a bit unfair, you know, those Europeans, mate. They live in a part of the world that can handle a heap of languages. It's interesting, though, and I asked him the other day whether he thinks in English or thinks in Swiss German, or how does he think when he's on the court. And Nicholas Mahut chipped in. He said, hey, he thinks like Roger Federer. That's like no one else.
15 all.
Wouldn't have been too many people speaking 5 languages in Cockaleachy on there. I'm assuming, Fitzy.
There's some really big flies over there. Such a bonus for the tournament to, to have Federer playing in the doubles here. A real treat. I mean, this crowd is enthralled.
Let for service. Please.
Well, I'm not sure whether that was just trying to evade being hit or whether Roger picked that up so early he knew it was going long, but he certainly had made a move across court. Maybe a little self-preservation. A split second. Good play, clever play, handcuffing Chardy.
Federer and Mahut hold serve 3-all in the second set.
3 games over.
Yeah, next Wednesday, Fitzy, there's going to be bands, entertainment, a great night, a great chance to get up close and personal with one of the greatest sportsmen on the planet.
Yeah.
15 love.
At Rod Laver Arena. You can book through Ticketek. There's still some seats available. We believe it'll be a packed house. A lot of atmosphere. Joe Wilfried-Songa playing a match with Roger in aid of Roger's charity. And watch out for the special guests. They're a secret for now. Yeah, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
30 love.
Even the world's best are allowed to hit one off the frame every now and then.
Well, it was a well-structured point. Dimitrov got the serve out wide. He gets the defensive type of return, and he has Mahut off the court. So he volleyed it down on Mahut's side of the court, and Federer had to run across to cover. And that ball just sliding through on him a bit, catches the frame.
40-15.
Needs to be a little bit careful here, Grigor. Leading 40 love here, and I want to take your foot off the pedal.
What's the ideal serve here as a great doubles player fits here to Roger? Where do you go?
Well, I know earlier in the match he varied. He had to hit a couple of second serves on break points to Federer, and he varied them. One wide, one at the body. Oh, and Federer there ready for the body serve. He made a terrific return, and Mahut lets them off the hook.
Yeah, and they hold serve. Chardy and Dimitrov lead at 4-3 here in the second set. Day 5 it is of the Brisbane International. And brilliant to have some of the world's great players here to start 2014. Idyllic conditions, beautiful night it is here in Queensland. And it's the great Roger Federer serving. So many strengths of Federer's game. How highly do you rate his serve, Fitzy?
Well, right up there. I mean, not as big as a Sampras or some of the other, or an Ivanisevic or some of the other great servers, but he has a knack of not only being incredibly accurate, like we just saw there, but when he needs to, he's accurate. When he needs to hit a good first serve, he does. On all the big points, he serves as well, I think, as Pete Sampras on the big points, but it's just not quite the bomb that Sampras had, but almost as effective.
Holds to love, does Roger, 4-all, and a set-up in this match here.
4 games all.
And the great stuff continues next. Leighton Hewitt takes to Pat Rafter Arena against the 6th-seeded Spaniard Feliciano Lopez. And stick around, keep it on 7-2 right across the evening. It's great action.
Love.
Well, not a bad option there for Mahut. When the net player is looking to move so much laterally and across the court and closing the point down, it's not a bad option. The lob just dragged it wide.
Oh, brilliant hands from Dimitrov. A little shake of the head. I think he wasn't happy that the smash came back.
Well, he got out of position on the smash and wrapped it around the frame. He got away with it. He was just out of position. That came off the frame. He couldn't put it away. So it's always dangerous when players make you play another one. A difficult volley, the last one.
Love.
There's some good stuff. All 4 players here. Chardy really holding up his end of the bargain, I must say, as well. He's come up with some good points here, particularly on his own serve.
Game, Chardy Dimitrov.
Chardy holds serve to love, and it's 5-4 in the second set.
Chardy Dimitrov lead 5 games to 4.
Full house, as you would expect. Patrick Rafter Arena, and enjoying this doubles match with Roger Federer and Nicholas Mahut are set and trailing 4-5 here in the second set on serve. Fitz, I want to ask you about the great legends back involved in tennis. Michael Chang is mentoring Kei Nishikori, the second seed here.
Out.
Got Goran
Chardy
Ivanisevic,
Dimitrov
who's
for challenging the call on the left
got a challenge here.
sideline. The ball was called out.
Yeah, unsuccessfully the first few challenges have been. Let's take a look at this one. And just out. The call stand, and just saying we've got Goran Ivanisevic, who's mentoring the Croatian Cilic, and Stefan Edberg with Roger Federer. What does Edberg bring to the table?
Yeah, and Becker with Djokovic, by the way. But I think Edberg... Oh, there was a chance for around the post there for Dimitrov. He was nearly there in time. Such a finely angled drop shot there from Federer. It opened the court up around the post. Just have a look at this. He drops this, and Grigor starts to move. You could see him out of camera. He'd already gone before Roger made that volley. And
he's got good speed too, hasn't he? Look at the ground he made up there, Fitz. He nearly got there.
Yeah, if the drop volley wasn't that fine, he would have been able to hit that around the net post into the court for a winner.
Oh, brilliant hands again from the champion.
Well, the standard of the last 2 points has sort of thrown us a bit in terms of that question and answer, Luke. But Edberg brings a lot to the table. You know, the bottom line is that Federer respects him and likes him, and was one of his heroes when he grew up. So he's just there, I think, in more of a mentoring role, from what I understand. I don't think he's going to travel a ton. I believe he's coming down to Australia and might spend a dozen weeks or so.
Committed to 10 weeks of the year, travelling
10 weeks,
with Roger.
So just an overriding opinion, I think, in a lot of cases. And it's always good to have a sounding board that you respect and someone who's been there and done that. I mean, Edberg won 6 major titles himself.
And one of the great serve volleyers of the game. Do you assume then that he'll encourage Roger to do a bit more of that?
Well, could do. I think Roger's looking for just that little edge again. Something new. I think something new he can bring to the table, because he mentioned the other night he still believes he can win a major, but he's one of a group now probably just behind Nadal and Djokovic, and I think that's a fair assumption. He can still win one, but he probably needs a few things to go his way, and if he can find that extra edge, he might win another major or two, and maybe Stefan can give him some good advice there.
5-all here in the second set.
5 games on. Love.
And we've got Leighton Hewitt following this match as well. Big game for him in the start of 2014 against Lopez, the Spaniard.
This doubles match really coming down to the wire, and Dimitrov and Chardy not giving an inch here. They're hanging in there. They want to win this one, and good chance. It looks like the second set might go to a tiebreaker.
40 love.
Another service game to love. Chardy and Dimitrov 6-5 in the second set.
Chardy Dimitrov with 6 games to 5. Time.
So 6-5 here in the second set. It'll be the Frenchman to serve. In fact, it'll be Roger Federer to serve to stay in this second set.
Well,
15 love.
The timing of the move was right from Chardy. He just failed to make the last part of the equation there. Gee, that was an easy put away, really, and would have added a little bit extra pressure on Roger Federer. Now looking like it might be a breaker very quickly.
What's the chemistry like in doubles, Fitzy? Someone like Chardy who's just missed a sitter. Do you have that open feedback and honest feedback at times, or is it keep the positive energy going?
I think it's like any other walk of life. As long as you know the partner's doing his best and giving his best shot, there's no problem. Missing or making or winning or losing.
Yep.
If you get a partner that doesn't put in for you, though, then it might be a little bit of a different story.
Game, Federer, Mahut.
And Roger Federer holds serve. He's done it pretty convincingly, and we're heading to a tiebreak here in the second set. We're enjoying the access that we've got to Roger Rashid, who's very famous Australian tennis coach. Looked after Leighton Hewitt. He's now looking after Federer Dimitrov. We're enjoying this one, Roger.
Yeah, Das. Look, it's been good. It's gone right. Both sets obviously getting very tight. In the tiebreak last time, Roger actually played a couple of really good points and separated the tiebreak score. So let's see if the boys can start well here. You know, Nicholas Mahut, he's won doubles titles. He knows the doubles court. And he takes his chances. So they're a good clean combination. This is the great thing about doubles now. You can lose the first set, but you're still a set away from, setting a tiny bit away with these super breakers of taking the match. It's out of the completely different dynamics to the tennis match.
And you like it, Fitzy, the match tie-break situation where we now, if this is a set all, we go to a first to 10.
Well, it's different, Luke. A few years ago, the ATP brought that in as an innovation, and for a number of reasons, I think. Chardy really was exemplary in that rally. Took the ball early in the end, and great control on the ground strokes there to give his team the upper hand. I think the match tiebreaker has changed, and the fact that it's sudden death really has made it a bit more of a crapshoot in terms of who wins some of these doubles matches. But it's got a lot to do with the time factor too. And if you play a long 3-set doubles match, schedules can be affected a little bit. I think it's a way to get the best players more involved.
Well, he got it.
Well, it was a miss hit. You could hear it. It was a slight miss hit on the strings. It wasn't cleanly hit in the middle, but there was certainly intention to top spin this ball. Just see if you can pick it up here in slow motion. Just off the bottom frame a little bit, and Federer a little bit of luck to get away with that one.
Roger Rashid, you put Grigor through pretty hefty workout today, an hour and a half on the court and then an hour in the gym, and you happy with the way he's held up?
Yeah, absolutely. This is comfortable. I mean, if you can't go out and play hour and a half of doubles on half a court, you're a non-athlete in the sport.
Tell us what you really think, Rash.
I sugarcoated that a bit, Fitz.
Okay, Chardy coming to the fore here in this tiebreaker.
Yeah, great return. Look, if he's behind the ball and he leans on the ball, it's a heavy hit ball. You'll be surprised how he looks lean, but he can generate some legitimate pace behind the ball. He's got a heavy racket.
He's got long arms too, long levers to create racket head speed too, hasn't he?
Yep. Great for the crowd here. Stoltz is beside himself, eating lollies and fueling up, but it's great for the crowd. This crowd, no one has left. They're just sitting there and just obviously enjoying Roger. He's the show. Three guys who are playing some quality tennis.
4-3, Chardy Dimitrov.
But keep in mind there at home, if Dimitrov and Chardy do win this regulation tiebreak to end the second set, it will be a set-all, and from there they will play a 10-point tiebreaker, a match tiebreaker, to decide this match.
How good was that? What about the skill on display there? The athleticism, the pickups, the lobs, it had everything, that.
That shot there was quite incredible, and Federer gets to it. Hits the perfect lob, and then that was not just through the legs, that was an attempt at a lob.
Come on, Fitzy, that wasn't perfect. That was ridiculous. Ridiculously perfect. I mean, all day long you looked like you had that point.
Oh, gee, nearly a very awkward situation for Chardy and Dimitrov there. If that ball had landed in, they were really out of position. So on serve.
Hey, Roger, he seems to have great athleticism and speed, the man on screen there, Dimitrov. The first few steps look extremely quick.
Yeah, they're quick, and they have got quicker off during the off-season as well. He's just added a lot more strength to his legs. That's a great return there as well, so got a chance here for a couple of set points. But what he is, Dust, if I put it in AFL terms, he's a kid that's come onto the list. He's potentially going to be a great midfielder, but you've got to start him off and give him some match time, play in the midfield, get your knocks, slowly develop over a couple of years of pre-season, and then you've got the Judd.
Great pick up from Mahut. Still a set point opportunity.
6-5, Chardy Dimitrov.
So the big key really for someone like Grigor and for young kids out there is you've got to be patient, let yourself develop, do the right things, positive attitude every day, and be prepared to take some hits, but they're positive hits moving forward if you look at the big picture. Another set point here. Needs the first serve.
And he gets it. We're going to a match tiebreak here. It's a set all.
7 games to 6.
We'll come back with the match tiebreak next.
1 set all. Ladies and gentlemen, a 10-point match tiebreak will be played to decide the match.
Well, you can just sit back on the couch and enjoy the world-class tennis action we're experiencing here at the Brisbane International. That's our next match. It's Leighton Hewitt, Feliciano Lopez, and a massive opportunity for one of Australia's greatest ever. And then look at tomorrow night, Roger Federer and Marinko Matosevic, the biggest match of his life, followed by Serena Williams, Maria Sharapova, and some tickets still available. So if you're here in Brisbane, you would just get onto Ticketek right now and get down here, Fitzy.
There's tickets available for that?
It doesn't seem right.
It doesn't seem right. Incredible. If you haven't got one, grab one.
So the match tie break now, it's the first to 10 and leading by 2 points.
Match tie break. Federer to serve. One zero, Federer Mahut.
So over to Jeremy Chardy, who really lifted his rating there in that second set. Made the quarterfinals of the Australian Open singles in 2013.
Let her service. Two zero, Federer Mahut.
So a little opening early here. No need to panic though if you go down an early mini break. This is a long tiebreaker. First to 10 points, you need to win by 2.
Two one, Federer Mahut.
Sun, really an awkward factor at the moment too. It's coming through the gap between the roof structure and the side of the stadium here, late in the afternoon. Chardy showing good signs here. He really played a major role in the last tiebreaker to win the second set, and just falling at the last hurdle again in that point. Really gave his team an opportunity. Good reflexes from Federer. That he probably should have put that away in retrospect. He did all the hard work, Chardy.
Federer Mahut challenged the call on the left service line. The ball was called out.
So Roger Federer has decided to challenge. He thinks this might have been good, and it does interrupt his partner though if it is long. Yeah. So second serve. Oh, wonderful. Gee, that's good. By Mahut as well. I mean, Federer tried to knock it off. He tried to help out his partner. It was almost a screenplay here. He moves, and Mahut's still good enough to see it, but what a shot that was down the line. This is just rare talent from Dimitrov.
Three all.
So the change ends at 3-all, and here's Feliciano Lopez, the Spaniard, going through his unusual sort of warm-up he's doing there with a big Swiss ball.
You reckon he's aware the camera's there, Feliciano?
Looks like he knows that
I think so.
He's on.
Yeah.
Very popular with the female fans, I'm told, Feliciano.
Well, I think he'd like the camera a bit.
He's going to take on one of our greatest, Leighton Hewitt. That's come out right after this match tiebreak.
Let for service.
Some big points coming up here. 3-all in this 10-point tiebreaker.
Oh, he's missed it. And not happy at all.
4-3.
Yeah, you'd back him to make that one 9 out of 10 times Federer. He gets the opportunity on his favourite shot. He didn't miss by much, but in the context of this tiebreaker, that was a big miss. So on serve, 3-4.
Four. Five-four.
As you said earlier, Fitzy, the big
Federer
moments, he
Mahut.
just invariably hits the mark, the champion.
That's what you were like, wasn't it? 45 out and the siren's gone, you'd slot it through, wouldn't you, Luke?
You'd like to back yourself with those moments, Fitzy. I'm not sure anyone's done it as often as Roger Federer has.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes the great players really stand out. When the moment arrives, he's missed his forehand again. He'll be really dirty with himself there. He's had a chance to blow this tiebreaker wide open. He's looking, that's in that corner when he has to go forward into the sun right there. The ball's coming out of the sun into the shade. It's probably the worst spot on the court to be. So if he needs an excuse, maybe that's part of it. But this is anybody's tiebreaker. Right now, it's a flip of the coin.
Maybe, if anything, a bit of momentum with Dimitrov and Chardy. They 6-5. It's the first to 10, as you said, Fitzy. You've got to lead by 2, so it's still plenty of points to be played. And as you said, it's awkward the time of the day here with the sun coming in. They've turned the lights on to try and counter it, but
well, he bites the bullet. Mahut goes to the two-hander of Chardy, and we've seen a couple of rifle shot returns come back from that two-hander.
So Roger Rashid still with us, coach of Dimitrov. What are the plans? Assuming you win tonight, you stay in Brisbane and see the tournament through, or where do you take Gregor next? Does he head straight down to Melbourne?
Yeah, we'll go to Melbourne, and now we've got a little, we've got a training block now, really going into between now and probably sort of, Thursday, Friday of next week. So he's going to get pushed pretty hard right through to that sort of stage with a few matches, obviously, at Keelung.
The Amy Classic, covered by 7. Getting to the business end of this long version of the tiebreaker here. 7-6 now to Federer. Federer and Mahut 7-6 up on serve. And Dimitrov now serving from the end he hasn't been used to in this match. He's been serving from the southern end. Now has to serve into the sun from the northern end.
Oh, well played.
And you've got to hand it to Chardy here, Luke. I mean, he's made a couple of good moves for a guy that probably, well, you can say that it's not his forte, doubles. He doesn't play tons of it, but he's moved well here to help his partner on the right occasion here a few times. So
really lifted his game all round, hasn't he, Chardy? And you just saw Dimitrov a little look up at the sun in his eyes.
Oh, Mahut comes through. And I can't help thinking there that in that split second he had between returning the ball and then hitting the second shot, he's thinking, who's the guy at the net you want to see hit a volley? Is it Dimitrov or is it Chardy? And he goes at his fellow Frenchman. So as quick as you like, Federer and Mahut here bring up a match point.
9-7, Federer Mahut. Thank you.
Great point. Chardy again. Fitzy with improved skills at the net.
Well, he did. I mean,
9-8.
he was flat-footed, but he had great skill with his hands there. He opened the full face of the racket on that ball. Wasn't a conventional type of volley, but he really pushed it into the right area of that alley. And he catches Federer unawares. They're back on serve. Still a match point here to Mahut and Federer.
For example, Spitz.
Well, it's an overall here on match point.
To the ball on the right baseline. The ball was pulled in.
Little smile from Roger. I think he thinks it's in.
They're challenging, but he's aware that it's in. The linesman has called this out, and if it's the central umpire has immediately overruled correctly.
And a little bit unlucky, really, Chardy, aren't they, Dimitrov, because that ball wasn't coming back.
No, they would have won that point, but they have to play it again. I can't believe how well Chardy played that point. Federer made him play an incredible half volley.
Federer Mahut.
Problem now is he's got to do it again, Fitzy.
Federer Mahut have one challenge remaining.
Wow. Match point.
They saved 2 match points. Dimitrov and Chardy.
9-all.
Roger, are they close mates, the two of them, Jeremy Chardy and your man? Are they teamed together before?
Yeah, look, they've teamed together a couple of times, but they were in the same academy there for a year, I think, as well. Jeremy's still in it, but so look, they know each other well. So and so too do Nicholas and Roger. So it's a really good. Both combinations have a good feel of you know, they're not foreign to each other. So they're both having a lot of fun there. And this has been some good tennis. It's been you know, it's doubles, it's entertaining, but there's some real quality about it too.
Yeah, well, it's, as we said before, it's a toss of the coin again here. You need to win by 2.
Out. Chardy Dimitrov for challenge of the call on the
Roger,
left
you're on that line.
baseline.
It was long, wasn't it?
The ball was called out.
Well, it's
Ball stands.
yeah, Roger. I think with the crowd noise, you couldn't hear us there, but I was asking if that was long, and it's just been proven so. So, match point again now to Federer and Mahut. They want to win this, and they've got it on serve again.
So 3rd match point opportunity here. Roger Federer and
7-6, 6-7.
Nicholas Mahut, they win the match tie-break and progress further through into the tournament. It was 11-9 in the match tie-break in 2 sets.